And we are live, I think. Can everyone hear me okay? Or not? Whoops. I hope this works. The video of mine is a bit big right now, just to say hello, but I will not make the same mistakes as last time in the live stream where my face blocks the important parts during live coding. So I will make this much smaller. I think you will not miss anything out if my face is down here. So hopefully everything works out fine. All right. Welcome to the live stream. It's Thursday, 6 p.m. I have my make something people want coffee mug, and my cat is completely freaking out in the background. I want to code a little bit on Tresor One, of course, like every night almost. And I will tackle some low-hanging fruits that we have here. I have a small to-do list that I want to get into. So let's start it. If you have any questions or something, there is the live stream. I will answer everything that I can, and let's just have a chat and code a little and see where we can go to. So one thing that is annoying users since quite a while apparently is, and it would be annoying me as well, we have this add activity field here, and these are the holdings, and they are not sorted by anything, I think. I'm not even sure. And if you have a lot of holdings, this becomes very annoying to choose the holding. So this is a very low-hanging fruit to make the life of the users a bit better. We have much more. We will tackle all of this today, or as much as possible. But I will simply start and check out what's happening here. I already have the correct file open, but I'm completely unprepared. This was a rather spontaneous idea, so I have to check myself where this is coming from. Oh, there we have it, and it says even sorted holdings, and it's sorted by nickname. That could explain it, because if there is no nickname, then it's probably random or something. So I have only nicknames in here, but it's still not correct. Sort by holding details. Question is, by what should we? I mean, it should be sorted by name. And the thing is, normally the security has a name and it can have a nickname, but that one is optional. So it might as well as an empty string. So I basically have to check if one of these is present and then sort by that. Let me quickly check Lodash. Oh, by the way, I will send out a tweet that we are live. I have to check here how I can do that. I basically have to not prioritize, but have a fallback field. Okay. I can use it like this. But what if if the string is empty? Then it probably will be grouped. You have all the fields, all the holdings with a nickname, and then you have all the holdings without a nickname, and then they are sorted in itself. But that is also not what I want. So that is a bit annoying, I guess. I don't even know why it's, if I sort it by name. If I put a name in here instead of a nickname only, is it then sorted correctly? No, it's not. Why is that? Oops. All right, so I'm checking in Vue DevTools what this field is like here, sorted holdings, because obviously something is wrong. But it's not working as expected. Everything is slower when I live stream. Like I can't even get into this. I don't know why. Let's try this again. What are you coding at? We have a couple people in here. What are the projects you are working on? Anything we should check out? Props. Transition. There we go, and it should be sorted holdings. There. So first one is, what is it? Tesla. Tesla can never be the first one. Not if it's sorted by name. Probably, maybe I should not use holding details. Let's see, there has been a lot of refactoring going on here behind the scenes. Irrelevant. Everything's irrelevant. Holding details, holding performance. Okay, so they are. Oh, I might have to use order by, not sort by. Let's see if that helps. Nope. Why would Tesla be on top? And the vanguards like mixed in here everywhere. I mean, it's sorted by allocation here, but I'm not sure why, because I am changing it, hopefully. Holding details. Yeah, it's sorted by performance. A niche block, Niels. Nice. Is it for profit or just as a project in general? And Felix, yeah, it's sorted by performance right now, or by allocation, and that is the default. That is fine, but it should be resorted here, but it is not. Sorted holdings, and I'm unsure why. Yeah. Maybe because no, it's an array. Oh, because the name is not in the holding anymore, it's in the securities property. There we go. This is a sorted array. And it's now sorted by name. Where is the nickname of that? Nickname is there, but how can I make this? I can pass a function here, right? Order by. I guess I can pass a function. I will just try it. So then I can basically check if the nickname length is bigger than 0 and return that if it is, and if it's not, I return the security name. So if nickname punct length bigger than 0, then nickname, else the security name. No idea if that works. Let's see. Nope. Length of undefined. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can pass a function here, honestly. I guess sorting by security name is already good enough, but if someone puts in a nickname, that would be much better if this is also accepted. So I put the nicknames back in here. So we had here basically nickname or this. And now let me just check if the function is called here or not. I'm a console logger. I know there are some people out there with amazing skills. Oh, it's called. Okay, that works. With amazing skills that can use debugger for all of this. I wish I'm able to do this. I would be able to do this, but I'm just not, like, I've never really gotten into it. So my my skills on that front are no good. So nickname dot length length of undefined. Why? I feel like I'm in a coding interview and all of you are the people like judging me, but that's always the case. Okay, there we go. We have, so this is the object. Okay, there is a nickname. I have nicknames for most of these here. So not sure why it says of undefined. There is no undefined, length of undefined. Let's see if there are undefined values in there. If so, I would have to check for those as well. Oh yes, they are undefined, empty strings and undefined. In that case, I have to check for if nickname and nickname length bigger than 0, then return nickname, else return the security name. Yay! But Daimler is down here. Why? Why is Daimler down there? No, this is not correct. As you can see here, it put it in 2 groups, I think. Or something is off. Because we have Visa down here, Vanguard up here. If there is a nickname and its length is bigger than 0, return. Of course. You have seen this, right? Forgot the return statement. Now we're talking. This is it. This can go to production. First fix is done and my coffee is empty now. So now Tresor One users have their holdings sorted by name. Sort holdings by name in activity form. Good job, everyone. That's the first to do. Let me check the next one. Next one would be if a user then wants to enter, for example, a dividend. Then we have a few things here that could be like just more intuitive. So if the user says, I want to enter a dividend, we could enter already the existing shares here, so they don't have to go and check. And also, this is not a price. If we use a dividend, this field is the payout. So I should set the price or this field to 0 and change the label. Change the label to Ausschüttung, basically to payout. Let's do that. That's also an activity form. And here I would have to change the defaults or something like this. So let me quickly think. The problem is if we are on this screen here, and you change the dividend, I cannot change it on change of this input field. I have to wait until both is true. You have a holding selected and you chose a dividend. Can become a bit annoying. Let's see. So I'm fetching a price. This is a huge component. It's a very messy component also. I have to rewrite this at some point completely, also with better what's it called? Input validation, but yeah, currently it's a mess. So I autofill when I selected a security, the quote, and I wait. When it's mounted, okay. When a security is selected and when I change it here, or what? Oh, when I change the date. Yes, okay. Okay, so there are two. I would need to write a function that does this, that basically changes everything for a dividend. And I would have to call it whenever either the type changes to input or when I change the holding and the input type is dividend. This makes the whole component very complex. Very. A little bit too much, but what don't you do for some user ease of use, user experience? Check one thing. Okay. So we have so many functions in here. Saving, removing, closing, price color, type color. Do I even need this? No. No, these are old functions. I love to get rid of code. Yeah, this is good. So what do we need? I will write a function called apply dividend type, And in there, firstly I will check the current shares that the user has for that particular holding. So do I have a selected holding? I never set this, so I should do this. Where do we have it? Security select handler. And here I will local activity holding. I can also do it by this. And then make the selected holding a computed property. So we have selected holding, and the selected holding is basically this holding details find, and then ID equals the local activity holding. That should work fine. That means if I choose now any holding and I look into this computed property, it should be the object, exactly. And here I can see my position and the current shares. So from this computed property, I can take the shares. Shares is selected holding position shares, and I will apply this to the shares field. So this local activity dot, and then I think it's shares, right? So now I have to call apply dividend type when first when I select a security handler and the type is dividend. So I will do this here because if it's not dividend, then I have to fill in the price. So if this point local activity point type is dividend, then apply dividend type, else autofill that quote. Now, when I change now here to Adidas, it fills in the quote. When I change it to dividend, it applies the shares that I had, right? Yep. So that's good. What I also want to do is if I have a dividend, I don't want a price in there. So if I am on buy and I choose Airbus and then there is the price in there, and then I change to dividend, I don't want a price in there. Oh, and also this should also be called when I change the type here. So we will do exactly the same. Yeah, I will create a new function that is just called apply activity type, and it does all of that. It does the if statement, and I can call that also when I change the type up there. So where is that select? It's here. Add change. Call this. So I changed to buy Adidas, and I don't get a price. That's a problem. If I change to dividend here, yeah, okay, there is still a problem, right? So I'm a console logger. You will see this in all of my live streams. I'm not a debug kind of guy. What's happening is, wait, what was locked? Select holding. Select holding. Oh, yeah, my bad. Okay, Adidas and Adidas, and we have a price. I change to dividend. We have the amount. Now let's change the dividend first. Oh, error. Cannot read property position of undefined. That's because of this. So we do this if we have a holding selected, of course. Jan, yes, on the backend I use Node.js mostly, 99%. And what else do we have? We called reloading the data to the activity form. What do you mean, Niels? Can you elaborate on the question? Dividend, Adidas. Okay, that works. So no prices in there, shares are in. I changed to buy and the price is in now. Now I have to delete the other fields. So that means here I change the price field to 0, and in autofill quote I will change the shares field to 0. So let's see if that works. I choose Adidas buy. I have 0 shares set and a price. That's good. If I change the date, price is fetched from that specific date. I change to dividend. Price is 0 and I have my shares already in. And now I also want a label differently here. It should not be Preis. It should be Ausschüttung pro Aktie. So basically payment per share. And I will do this with view if local activity type is dividend. And if not, this should be price. So I choose dividend. I choose Airbus Group. Ausschüttung pro Aktie. So if I have 3 euros and I have 18 shares, I get 45 euro. Moin Carsten. And if I choose Kauf, it changes back to price. Price is loaded, shares is 0. That's better. That is better. All right. Should we leave it like this, or is there something else? Let me quickly check my to-do. I think that works. So improve activity form for dividend inputs. It's good. Okay. Okay, what's next? Next is something interesting. I would like to have the user be able to hide columns here. So this is a bigger one. The user should be able to hide entire columns, and it should be stored in the user profile, and it should like always load the same again, and they need some way to get those columns back. Yeah, so this will be a bit more work. I'm not sure if I should start that now or do a different one. We have a different one that is a bit more work, but I think faster to do, is that it always loads the last portfolio that the user visited. So so you basically, if you have multiple portfolios here and you go to Tresor One, if you don't specify specifically via the link already the portfolio that you want to load, the last portfolio that you visited will be loaded. That should be faster. Let's check if we can do this. So we have the user store module here, and what do we have? We'll show login, logout, sign up, profile, set first name. Here we basically need a set last viewed portfolio, and okay, and it's basically I definitely need, oh, I have a put here. Let me quickly check the API if that is, if I have to pass everything or if that's a I have to pass everything for now. So this is not a patch. It will, I have to send basically the entire profile again, which is not good. So I might have to change that first. I don't want to send the entire profile back. But I will do this for now, just to implement this and then fix the API later. So we don't send the entire profile, because I think you can do possibly some shenanigans with this kind of setup. Okay, so in this case we are setting the last viewed portfolio ID. So PID is portfolio ID. Last viewed portfolio, and then we send the profile over. That should be it already. And now when do we want to do this? When we load the portfolio, then we will simply send this. So here I will do dispatch set last viewed portfolio, and it's in the users module. I will send the ID. Where is it? There we go, ID. And now if I load this portfolio and I check the database, I see nothing because unknown action type. Dispatch, user. So if I reload the portfolio now, I have the database here on the other screen. I don't think it's a problem showing you that, but just for being cautious, I will not do that. But the property is in. So last viewed portfolio is now in the user profile, and that means I can now go ahead and check where the default portfolio is loaded, here I will simply use the first portfolio available. I will now check if there is a last viewed portfolio and then use that ID instead of the first one. So here I have to get last viewed portfolio from the store, user slash last viewed portfolio. I will have to make a getter here. State return state. Call this last viewed portfolio. Yeah. And if there is a last viewed portfolio, then we redirect to that one. If not, we redirect to the first one we find. So redirect 202 /p/ last viewed portfolio. Oh, and those should also be only portfolios from my own, right? If I view a public portfolio, it should not be set, I think. I think that's also important, which means before I store it here, I have to check if it's my portfolio. So let me quickly think. I guess, I mean, I know I have the data, but I don't know when it's loaded. Do I already know if I'm the owner? Where is that? User is owner. Current portfolio. Okay. So when is this set? Current portfolio is set here. That means I have to do this later, which is fine. So I will basically do what do I need here? I need a getter or root getter, actually. Root getters. And then I will... no, this is from here. Okay. Okay, very curious if that works. So if you have not been able to follow me, I basically check the getters of the same store module here. Call isOwner, because isOwner basically compares the user ID of the portfolio that was loaded and your own user ID. So the front end knows if you're the owner or not. If you trick it, like if you just go into the code in your browser and change it so the front end thinks you are the owner, you will be shown the buttons to edit it, but the API checks that again. So if you then try to edit it, the API knows that you are not the owner, and then you will get an error. So let's see if that works. I'm not 100%. I will log this. Is portfolio owner. Maybe I'm using it wrong. Niels, not yet, but this is also on my roadmap. This would be a really nice feature to discuss more with the community and other people. Your portfolio, then all these absolute numbers would be gone or blurred, and you just see the relative numbers. That's definitely on my radar for these sharing purposes and strategy discussions, let's say. Okay, so this worked. Is portfolio owner, it's true. I will now open a public portfolio to see if this is still the case. So on Tresor One, we have this live demo here. It's a public portfolio. And I have to load this in an anonymous tab where I'm not logged in. And it should say, is owner no? Yes, okay. Owner is false. That means it's now only saved as my last viewed portfolio if I'm flagged as the owner. If you try to cheat that, then you will simply have a different portfolio loaded. And that should be it. Now I can test. So I'm loading this portfolio. Now if I remove the URL here, it should be again the first portfolio that loads. That worked. So now I change to a dividend portfolio and I remove the string, and this should be again, yeah, the last one I viewed. That easy. So I have to do some API changes here to not set the entire user profile when doing this, but just one property. It's just more secure this way, but I will not do this during the live stream. I will do this later. But that's still a very nice feature to have. So I can remove the logs if there are any. And I can add load last viewed portfolio of user. One thing I want to test is I remove the property from the database. Let's say I do some test portfolio here. So if I now do this, there should be this test portfolio again. Now I remove the property from the database. And I load this again. Now it should go for the first one that it finds in the array of all my portfolios, which is probably the dividend one. Yeah. And now, if I change back and do this once more, I should again get this one. It works like a charm. Load last viewed portfolio of user. Boom, also in. Okay, what else do we have? We are productive. You know what I think we have earned ourselves a little treat. How about cheesecake? I hope you don't mind. Has been waiting here until I finish a few features. All right. I'm checking my to-do list. So now we have this bigger one, hide columns here. Somehow I want to get around that, because what would it require? It would require setting a new button next to the labels that hides the columns. It would require storing that in the user profile, just like with the portfolio preference just now. The harder part is to create a drop-down or a button for the user, a drop-down where he or she sees all of the hidden columns and then is able to display them again. That will be an annoying drop-down, because you have to get the column names and stuff like this. It's frickelig. It will be annoying. So I'm trying to get around this. Let me see what else we have. Oh, we have one more. That's more of on the let's say acquisition side. So if I'm not logged in and I'm loading a public portfolio like this one, localhost /p/. So this is a public portfolio. I'm not logged in. Public portfolios, one thing I want to encourage with this, or what I want to make possible, is first of all, if I share a strategy, an investing strategy on YouTube very publicly, I can share the link with the audience and they can look at it. So for all of these finance influencers or people that want to share, or just people that discuss portfolios and investing with their friends or circle that they hang out with, they can send these links to. Just like what Niels just wanted is just only relative numbers instead of absolute numbers. But for Tresor One, this can be an acquisition channel, because let's say you use Tresor One, but you have 5 people that you discuss investing with, and they use something else and they send screenshots or whatever, and you send them a link. They will reach that page and there is no way to sign up or something. So they will come here and see this, and maybe they are interested. And from a simply business and product perspective, I should prompt them here to sign up. So this was previously the case. In the beginning, we had a big banner on top. Then we had up here on the right, register and sign up. I removed all of this when separating the 2 pages. So when separating basically this marketing page and the web app. So these are now separate projects for many reasons, and it's way better like this. You might have noticed some improvements here, especially regarding the login, which is pretty cool. But I still need a way here. I want to prompt people that are not signed up to sign up, or people that are not logged in to log in, but that is not that important. So I will just show a sign up button. Let's say a call to action. Yeah, is it for that? So I will go into either the portfolio overview, or it should be displayed up here in the header. I think it should be displayed up here. So we will go into the navigation. I'm just reading the comments real quick. Would be comparing 2 portfolios with the absolute relative numbers. Yes, next level is, I also have this on my next level, Niels, comparisons. And not only comparison, yours and another one, but you can create muster portfolios in an easy way to compare it with yourself. And Niels, Carsten asked, why would somebody hide a column? The reason is, I want to add more columns there, or users ask to have more columns added there, like dividend payout, for example. Or maybe you want more info about the security itself. Or maybe you want an intraday chart in the future, like a very small chart of how the security performed today. Or maybe you want an additional, so you want the performance shown for today, but also for the period that you selected up here. So there can be much more columns that I want to add, but I don't want to add more columns before you cannot select which one you want, because the table will be way too big. That's the reason. So yeah, and regarding portfolio comparison, just imagine, for example, currently it's very annoying to create a portfolio that you don't own. You would have to go to add an activity, add a holding, add an activity, and then do this over and over again. So if you want to project out something like, what would have happened if I would have put 50 euros into Amazon each month for the last 10 years, something like this. You would need a different way of inputting that data. You basically need bulk actions for the activities, and in my head, I'm calling this simulation. So you simulate things that could have happened, and it just creates a Tresor One portfolio with all the activities in there, and then you can compare it and share it to other people. You can make a lot of hypothetical things with it. You can have demo portfolios as many as you want and project out what happened in the past and compare it then with your own portfolios, but also others. And then imagine just a comparison picker here, and you can pick from public portfolios that are popular or that you have added or marked as favorite or something, your demo portfolios, your own portfolios, portfolio of your wife, of your kid. It's insane what we could do with all of this. Okay, so where were we? We wanted to add a registration up there. So I will quickly check. It's here. I guess this is it, but I will check the code how it was a few weeks ago when there were these buttons, because then I can just copy and paste that code. So I will just go a few weeks back, go into the code base here, and then go to components, header, and there we have it. If the user is not logged in, show these buttons. So let's put them back. Why are they not shown? Test. I'll find it out. Yeah, Niels, another thing, so yeah, there's a shit ton to do, but another thing that I'm very eager to try is you will get a new page here, and it's just called Market. And there you will see the market, maybe some news. You will see currencies moving. You will see, and I'm really excited about those, you will see most traded by volume on Tresor One. So in the last 7 days, which securities, ETFs, stocks were the most activities added for, and maybe which were the big losers or not, or whatever, right? So with all of this data you can do, and everything is anonymous, which is great. I can do a lot of statistical work and show this to you. It may not be relevant when Tresor One is a small user base, but when it gets bigger and you have, very different people there, I can also show the top visited public portfolios, for example. So if you have people that share their portfolios, that discuss it, or the best performing public portfolios, you can draw inspiration from that. And so you basically have a market overview a little bit and an overview over the activities of the Tresor One user base. I'm also very excited about this kind of stuff. And regarding a performance overview, what is for a long time on my radar is just adding here a third graph, and that is performance. And then you have your relative performance, and there you can add comparisons like MSCI World or any security really. And watch lists, you know, watch list is also something. Like if you then have a market overview and you can search for any security and you get an overview like this, but better for any security, then you could add them to a watch list and maybe do alerts for, you know, all of that stuff. Man, I need like 10 people working on this to realize all of this in the near future. Just so much awesome stuff that I would like to do. Working on it. So logged in is false. If the user is not logged in, show this, but it's not in there because I'm in the wrong something. I'm wrong somewhere. Oh, I think I'm in a drop down. Let's see. Where are we? Dashboard, community, navbar, end. I can see here where it should be. It should be after the drop down. Here. There. These are the buttons that we had previously. Should we just use them? Should we just leave it? So if you press anmelden, you can sign in. And if you press register, you can register. I will leave it like this. It's call to action enough, I guess, for public portfolios. Add registration or add CTA back to public portfolios. Good. Another to-do gone. Yeah, there's also a small annoyance when I'm logging in now. When you go to a details page and you look at the website here, this should be normalized because some websites are with www, some websites are with HTTPS, blah, 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 some are not. And if it's not there, then the link is broken. So I want to normalize this so the link always works. Very small thing, but also very annoying thing if the link just doesn't work. I need more cheesecake. So here we just display the website, which we shouldn't do. We should. I have a function here already that simply gets the domain. So this is what I would do. I would import get domain from my helper. I would pass this on to the component. Then I can use here get domain. First of all, that means it's not displayed with HTTPS, it's just displayed like this, which is great. And second of all, here I can basically do the same, but then add HTTPS / in front of it, which means www will be stripped. I don't think that's a good idea. And it means if a website doesn't have an HTTPS version, I'm not linking to it. So this might not be the best idea here. Here I maybe should just leave it as it is. Yeah, probably. But I don't fix the links with that. Yeah, okay, but I mean, we can fix the links then here, right? If a user says, okay, the link is broken, he or she can go to Änderung vorschlagen, like suggest change, and then here change the website. So I guess this is something we have to do in order to make the data better anyways. So I will leave it normal in the link, but I'm just like showing it more pretty. Okay, we did that. I'm checking my to-do list. Wait, one thing I could do here is if there is no HTTPS in front, then I would add it, but nah. We fixed the links in the database. It's better. Okay. Now I don't have any small ones, I think, here. Maybe some stuff. Thanks, Kreit. Hope I pronounced it correctly. Yeah, I don't have any small stuff, but we can just take a look. So there is more stuff I want to do, of course, but it's a bigger effort. So nothing I can do, or none of those that I have in mind right now are a small feat. But what I can tell some of you that are users and wait for multi-currency support, I can tell you that, oops, that was wrong. Multi-currency support is just a few days away. So this is the branch, the pull request. And as you can see, there is just one thing missing, and that is when, yeah, maybe some of you can help out there, because I don't know how to solve it. It's basically when you have, so I change here, for example, to NASDAQ, which is not in here, but in the feature branch. I change to NASDAQ. I have this chart here in dollars instead of euro. And in order to calculate this chart, I need to, of course, translate the graph in dollar into euro. So I get the exchange rates from the European Central Bank and for the time period that we're looking at. But then I have basically from, let's say, year to date, yeah, from January 1st until today, I have this graph in euro or in USD for a specific holding in dollar, and I want to change it to euro. I have data for almost every day, but from the European Union, I get exchange rates for only a day per week, because the bigger the time frame is, they downsample the data, which is a smart thing. We do the same here. But for calculations, ideally, I have it for every day, but it's also very large data. So the downsampling is good, but it means I have a graph of data points for, let's say, every once a week, and then I have a graph that has every other day. So these are totally different gaps in the data, and I don't know how to properly combine them, right? Add them up or divide them or whatever. So this is a technical problem, a data problem that I'm simply not sure how to solve yet. I've asked some people that I know that are proficient in data, and now I'm putting it out here as well. I know we have some people in here that are quite good at coding, so maybe you know a way. If yes, then feel free to approach me. Okay, so I'm committing that. Show only domain for website. Good. We have a few small things done already. What else should we do? Anything that annoys you or that you see here that... So this thing is ugly as fuck. I will redo this. I also already know how. We'll do this in the coming weeks. I think other than that, there are no bigger annoyances here. I think here that's a bit of a problem, but I will fix this with multi-currency to support, first of all, more currencies here, but also to make this more accurate. Yep. All right. Then I guess I would end it for today, at least the coding session. If you still want to hang out a bit and want to have a chat or have some questions, we can do that now while I eat some cheesecake. And if you don't, we would simply call it a day and enjoy the evening. So Gimini says the day filter is useless, which is 100% true. I actually had it removed in the past, and then people complained about this. But it's completely right. The one-day view is useless because it just compares today to yesterday. So it's not useless, but the graph is useless. But the performance is still okay. So you compare the closing prices of yesterday to the current price today. So it's not intraday, it's one day. But of course, if you look at it in the morning, it doesn't really matter. If you look at it in the evening, like I'm doing right now, then I know that in the last 24 hours, my portfolio changed something. But yes, as Carsten is saying, ideal scenario, I get a better data source. I don't have this right now. So the question is, what do I do with this up there? I can remove it, but there is no added benefit if I remove it now. But I take away from some people that want to look at this. So not necessarily the graph. The graph is stupid, but this part here, that is still useful, I think, to some. So I will leave it there, but in the future this should be, I will just show intraday, week, year to date, all, and then you can select your date. This could have been something that we code up today as well, but I think there's too much I need to refactor. Okay, Kreit asks, are you currently working alone on the project or the development part? So I started alone, but in the summer there were some very enthusiastic people that wanted to help out, and I open sourced the import. Now we have a few contributors there, specifically two of them. I mentioned them in the community and in the blog post all the time. David and David, they are doing amazing work there. And I have added 3 people to the team directly, with whom I have basically, we work every day together on the product when we have the time, and sync once a week. So one person, Christoph, he is working on the apps, on the native apps, currently iOS. We will release iOS first with minimal features, so we can get it out and get feedback. So you will be probably disappointed if you think it will have all the functionality of the current web app. It won't be like this. So we release as fast as possible and then build up from there. He's working on the iOS app. Then we have a designer, Dennis. He did the logo. That was his first work on Tresor One, and then now he's starting to come in. So he had a big influence on the new landing page here, on the colors that we have, and he will slowly go into it. So currently he does user interviews with some of you, some of the community, to find out where the pressing problems are and what's most important in the product, from an information perspective, etc., to design the apps properly. And he's designing the apps. So a designer. And then we have another engineer, Felix. He's working with me on the core. So basically on the Tresor One web app and the API specifically. So the API behind it is responsible for, we just introduced it a month ago or so, and it's responsible for the performance increase. You might have seen it. I'm not sure if you've been in long enough, but if I reload a portfolio like this, it's like 10 times faster than previously loading this. And this is mainly due to the new API that we have. And the new API also it will be a future product also. So we can offer a free plan for the API, but also paid plans to have other developers, if they want to build their own tools, different visualizations, different tools, different use cases, they can use the data that we have. Not only all the security search, for example, that you can type in here, micro, and then get Microsoft, AMD, etc., but also with it, you get the ISIN, WKN, you get symbols, you can get quotes, you can get industry data and country data and all of this stuff. We will make this available through the API to other developers as well. But just as I mentioned before, there is too much to do, and we have to focus a little. Yeah, so 4 people plus open source developers, plus I also want to count in everyone that helps in the community. So everyone that is in the community that helps other people by answering their questions, everyone who presses here on Änderung vorschlagen, so suggest edits. We have people in there like Stefan and some others that have done an insane amount of work to make ETF data more current and just make it apparent in the first place, or make it exist in the first place. And I'm sure there are much more. We have people like Carsten. He's technically not in the team, but he's with me on the journey basically since the beginning. Like was one of the first users. I know he's recommending Tresor One in many communities outside of Tresor One, where I'm not in. And he was one of the first paid plan users. He sponsored me on GitHub, and he's beta testing whenever I have a new release or feature. So all of this stuff is very, very valuable to me, so I can focus on the product and do more, and to the rest of the team. So even though they are not technically a member of the team somewhere, they are just as essential to bringing Tresor One forward, bringing the project forward. At least currently, as this is a side project for us. Yeah, so this was a long way of saying, no, I don't work on it alone anymore. So Carsten's now just saying goodbye when I was like carrying him into the skies. Okay. All right, guys and girls, let's call it a day. I can finish my cheesecake, and I wish all of you a good evening. Thanks for joining. Hope it was insightful, or at least a little bit interesting. I hope I will be able to do more live streams in the future again, to just code on some stuff, bigger features specifically. But normally this requires like 2 or 3 hours of time, and time is scarce currently. Very, very hard to find 3 hours where I can just do a live stream. Anyways, I will do more. If you want to support the channel a little, you know the drill, like, subscribe. I also have a dedicated Tresor One channel now, where we will go more into product tours, community discussions, etc. It's in German, so you should check out that as well. And I see you in the next video. Bye. Have a good evening.